Good morning to you, value investors, stock traders, hype dorks. Terrible, terrible news in for the jobs numbers, but that means wonderful news for the stock market because pump, baby, pump. All right, guys, let's do it. So jobs numbers came out this morning. Unemployment number came out this morning. And I told you the economy is not in good shape. I told you the economy is not in good shape. Remember, before we start into this, remember in April, do you guys remember what they said that the jobs number was going to come out at in April? Anybody? No? 1 million jobs. It was supposed to be 1 million jobs that came back in April. And here we are in August, and we had 235,000 jobs. There's a story that I'm going to talk about with McDonald's. I got offered a job at McDonald's the other day. And now they're offering 14 and 15-year-olds jobs at McDonald's because no one wants to work. So if you want to tell me that the economy is flourishing and this and that, you're full of it. 15 minutes of music was so annoying. Why did you watch for 15 minutes then? Very simple. Don't watch for 15 minutes. Join at 9 o'clock. I just solved all of your problems for the day in that simple, common sense moment. You're welcome. All right, let's go to the jobs report. So expected 733,000 jobs were expected. 235,000 jobs came in. But hey, it's great for the stock market because all this means is that we are going to just keep getting, they're just going to keep pumping. Here, why great jobs report would be bad news for the stock market. It might seem counterintuitive, but it really doesn't. After all, you need to work, but if the economy isn't growing too quickly, the Fed will slow down their action. As a result, too impressive of jobs numbers could be bad for stocks. A result of 900,000 or more jobs created in August could bring the unemployment below 5%, which would have prompted the Fed to maybe cut that 120 billion to call it, I don't know, 90 billion, as they say, or less. Not going to move even if that came at the interest rate wouldn't increase. So, anyways, that's that. So anytime everything now is counterintuitive. So let's put it this way. If you're new to the stock market and you think you're brilliant and you're a genius and anybody can do this and it's just so wonderful and so easy to make money out there and F the suits, do you think that it's normal that your economy is doing worse and the stock market is doing better? Can we just use a little common sense right there? Just think about that. Why don't you mull on that idea for the weekend and come back to me on Tuesday, and let me know how that goes. Next. Here we go. Now hiring 14 and 15-year-olds. Oregon McDonald's looks to combat the labor shortage because nobody wants to work. A McDonald's in Oregon is struggling to find workers, so it's starting to look for 14 and 15-year-olds. There have always been staffing issues, no surprise, but this is where it is right now. It's unprecedented and unheard of. In Oregon, 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds are legally allowed to work, but cannot work during school hours, and they can only work 3 hours per day on school days, and they may not exceed 23 hours a week. They have had 25 new applicants in that age range over the past 2 weeks. The owner of this franchise says they have the drive and work ethic, they understand technology, and they can really catch on quickly. So welcome to the new normal. You're working with 14 and 15-year-olds. We are just flossing in this country, just flossing. Walmart, this is another good one about why don't we... Basically, there's no need to force companies to raise their unemployment rates. Let the free market take care of its... raise their minimum wage rates. Let the free market take care of itself. Costco since 2012, they've been paying an average of $17 an hour. Now Walmart is paying an average of $16.40 an hour. So Walmart, the nation's largest private employer, is raising wages for 565,000, nearly 1.2 million of its store associates. 565,000 of its nearly 1.2 million store associates, making their retailers the third wage hike this year, effective September 25th. At least a $1 increase in your wage, and it's the third one of the year. Average $16.40. Basically, let the free market take care of itself, and it will do just that. According to Ferner, who's Ferner? Wait a second, I got to find out who Ferner is. Ferner. Who's Ferner? The U.S. CEO. Oh, I didn't know that was his name. Entry-level associates promote the roles of greater responsibility and higher pay within about 7 months. And the possibilities continue from there. Approximately 75% of our salaried stores, clubs, and supply chain management started as hourly workers. So they hit an entry-level wage. They work their way up. They now have a career at Walmart, which is wonderful. And that's how it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to live off of a minimum wage job for the rest of your life. Awkward. Alrighty. Where do I want to go? Oh, let's talk about Alibaba. So Alibaba now, man, it's only 6 minutes in. I'm flying through this. I got my, here's my cup today. Fun fact about me, I really do not like to be touched. I don't like when anybody touches me. So my brother got me that cup as a birthday gift one year. All right, the little fun facts about Mo. China tech stocks drop as Alibaba's donation worries investors. Chinese technology snapped a 4-day rally as investors remain worried about the clampdowns of the impact of Alibaba's donation. So they're donating to the common prosperity of Beijing. If we really draw this back and think about it, when these companies start in China, tech companies, they're given very big incentives to start and grow themselves into very big companies. That's what happened with Alibaba. If I have read everything correctly, they're paying about 10% in taxes. Now, they've gotten to the point where maybe they shouldn't be paying 10% in taxes because they're so big. Their incentive from the government to start worked out. Everything got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now they're saying that they're going to give $15.5 billion to the country of Beijing And people are worried about that. I look at it and say, hold on, let me mute that. I look at it and say, you're giving $3.1 billion over the next 5 years each year. And if you look at their net income, it's about $19.5 billion maybe. So it's about 2%. This might not be the only regulation that comes, but that a 2%, I mean, just look at it as a tax. That's all you need to do is look at it as a tax and say it's going to be 12% tax now, 12.1%, even 15% tax, whatever it is. I don't think you should be as worried. I don't think people should be as worried. Is this going to be the end of the regulation? Maybe not. But even if it does, I mean, U.S. corporations here are paying 30, 40% tax. So it's fine. I'm not worried about this. There's a lot of good investors out there that are not worried about this, and that makes me feel even more comfortable. This guy says the handout is a quote-unquote big deal for the company's future earnings growth that could fall to low double digits, which would make its shares completely different asset. I completely disagree. At some point, you got to pay. You got to pay the tax. Especially if you're going to get some kind of government incentive to grow bigger and bigger. The point of the incentive is to grow, and then the incentive has to go away. That's just how it works. So, inflation could repeat the 1960s when the Fed lost control. Niall Ferguson says inflation could be repeating its trajectory of the late 1960s, which laid out the foundation for sustained high inflation of the following decade, according to top economic historian Niall Ferguson. What is interesting about disasters is that one can lead to another. You can go from public health disaster to fiscal to monetary to potential inflationary disaster. Yeah. And then he comes down here and he starts talking about the transitory. How long is transitory? We still don't have the answer. At what point do the expectations fundamentally shift, especially if the Federal Reserve keeps telling people we have to change our inflation target regime to, and we don't mind if inflation goes above that target for a while. That's exactly it. Somebody answer the question. That's all I want to know. How long have we been doing this, guys? Does anybody know the answer yet? No. He says, my sense is that we are not heading for 1970s, but we could be rerunning the late 1960s when famously Fed chair then McChesney Martin lost control of inflation expectations. His comments come after the former IMF chief economist and Harvard professor of public policy, Kenneth Rogoff, suggested in an article earlier this week that the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan could be adding to the list of unsettling parallels between 2020 and the perfect storm that led to the 1970s inflation. So, former Secretary Larry Summers tweeted, every time you hear the inflation is transitory, remember that double house price inflation hasn't yet shown up in the indexes. Housing represents 40% of the consumer pricing index. So, yee. How does yeah, that's that for that. Okay, last thing. This is kind of a big one. This saga has been going on for a very long time. Can you guys see this? That's really big, but we can work with it. Apple said it will lower its fees for some media apps like Netflix and Spotify. It's a hit, and it hit a record high. So Apple will ease payments. So those of you that don't know, if you were to go into the App Store and try to buy the Apple App Store and try to buy Spotify, Netflix, any kind of service like that, Hulu, you can't do it through the app. You always had to go and buy it through the website. You couldn't do it through the app. And the reason is because Apple was taking 30%. So if you signed up for Netflix for whatever, I don't even know what Netflix is, they take 30% of it. And that's why Netflix was upset because they were probably losing users, maybe, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. So this has been a long time coming. And now that it has been settled. So starting in early 2022, some media apps will be able to share a single link on the website, which will allow users to manage their account. The commission was up to 30%. Subscriptions like music, video, audio, and news, what do they call it? Reader apps. I'm sure that's some kind of code. for you people to do that. Apple generated $21.7 billion off the App Store in 2020, or about 8% of its annual revenue. And the damage would be less than 5% of its total revenue, which is not a huge deal. I shouldn't say it's no big deal, but it's there. So who knows what this is going to do in the long run. I know Spotify has been battling this publicly for a very long time, and that is that. Okay, let's see. I don't understand. Matt, I don't understand your comment one single bit. Baidu, all red right now. Yeah, so all the Chinese companies are red right now. That's it. Let's see. I think people are starting the show like 9 o'clock show at 9:13, and I'm sorry I can't go back and talk about what I talked about at 9:01. But if you put it in context, I can certainly clear up any issues that you have for yourself. All right. What do I want to do next? I want to run through some wins and losses. Let's see what the market's doing real quick. Of course, the market's positive because why not? What are the rates doing? Nothing. I stopped pulling up earnings because we don't have earnings anymore. All right. So if you want to join us and our be a part of our community, where's my pen? Here we go. Discord. If you want Discord only, $7. $7 will get you into our Discord. Over 5,000 people in that Discord. I think it's like 5,500, something like that. Then you have, if you want to have our software, $27 gets you that. Get our software. Obviously, you get into the Discord. It's awesome. If you want to jump into the Bid and Ask Nation, I'm going to show you some wins and losses of people that are trading. And man, they are just absolutely killing it. $77 a month gets you that. So you get exclusive chats, you get exclusive live streams with me, so on and so forth, which I love doing the live streams. So if you want to do a one-on-one trading session with me, $750 for 1 hour. I did one this week. I got two or three next week. That's going to be a lot of them, but they're great. If you talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, a lot of trading, a lot of figuring out the kinks. I've worked with experienced traders. I've worked with people that have never seen any trading at all and are new to the stock market. So it's great to get off on the right foot. And if you want a real estate session with Paul, $10,000 for 4 hours of his time. And honestly, if you're buying something in this crazy market like right now, I think it would benefit you to do that. Here's my Instagram thing, @TraderMo_EM. I've been posting a lot more. I need to post even more though, because now I'm a social media giant, and it's so funny. I don't like social media. How are you doing? Do I trade futures? No, I do not trade futures. I will, however, more likely than not trade futures when our momentum trading software comes out, just because I can use some leverage. So I will probably trade futures when that time comes, but as for right now, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna pull up this. Let me blow this up. So I'm actually pulling up our Discord. Who knows what you're gonna see in the Discord? Can you guys read that? Please tell me if you can read that. I can kind of read it. Let's see here. Can I read it? Well, let me know if you can read it, and then I'll get into this. So wins and losses, I just want to show some of them. Let's see. Can I read that? Yeah, I can read it. Okay. So let me show you some of these wins and losses. Guys, this is incredible. This is what I do every Friday. I'll just go out there and I'll say, guys, send me some of your wins and losses. And then people have them coming in. This guy right here, Penn, plus 9% on a swing trade. Plus 24% this week going long on ASO. Plus 2.9% on a Chewy day trade. And there's a bunch of swing trades. ANY, 6% gain on 3 different trades. Here's Nick. This is Dads with a Purpose. Swing trade, Walgreens, 6.7%. Here, 8.2%. Spotify, 17%. He has a stop loss in it, 17.2%. He has a stop loss in at 17. So as soon as that stock price hits, if it pulls back this morning and hits 17, he's out. He made 17% on Spotify. Lucid, plus 6.4%, plus 11%, 12% on LAC. Here we go, another Spotify, 15%. Here's a bunch of day trades from somebody. I mean, this is just day trading this week, guys. It's incredible. Here's Andrea. Look at all of these trades that he made this week. And these guys are in the Bid and Ask Nation day trading channel if you're interested. And this is all they do is just talk about day trading in here. And if you want to do the swing trades, it's all swing trading in here. It's all broken down very nicely in here. If you want to do shorting, here's your shorting. This is where people go to short. There's a nice GIF of whatever that guy's name is. Oh, now I'm going to get criticized for saying GIF, even though it is an acronym. What else do we have? There was somebody that I wanted to talk about this week. Kayla. So she's new. He's new. Can you say he or she anymore? I don't think you can. It's new. Silk. These are all from the day trading channel. Plus 5%, plus 2%, plus 2%. Robinhood, SWBI, Workhorse. So all of you that say that we don't like all these hype stocks, this and that, well, she's traded every hype stock. This is the one that was up like 120% or something in a day, plus 16% there. It's incredible, guys. These are all your wins and losses. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. So hit me up with some stocks. I will run through them for you, and we will go from there. And for those of you that have noticed that the charts are a little bit different, we have found the issue. We're going to correct the issue. We're going to match you. We're going to match you up this weekend. So fear not. We are coming to the rescue. And I actually think that the change that is being made, I think it will help you after looking at different things. I think it'll help you. And I think that we're going to just change the smoothing mechanism. So basically what that's going to do is it'll keep you in stocks for longer. And I think it'll help just a little bit more. So guys, smash the like button for me. We have 400 people watching and 63 likes. I don't really like that. And let's go from there. So what do we have? Kayla has been around for a while. She isn't new. Oh, first time I've seen the name. All right. Sorry, Kayla. What do I want to do here? They, them. What's up, dads with a purpose? All right, let's do AMD. Let's start with AMD and see what we got going on with that. I know we had a interesting little pullback. So this was that flagpole pattern. It kind of flagged up, and I said it was going to pull back. I said, please take your profits, and it certainly has. But it kind of, right where it turned into an uptrend, that's exactly where it stopped. So it certainly did work out for you. I hope you took profits up here. But right now, I wouldn't touch this thing. It's just going sideways. If you want to short it over here, let it get below the 25-day moving average and run it down to the 50. But excuse me. Aside from that, no. All right. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, wow. This is a lot of stocks. Let's see. AT&T. My father texted me about AT&T this morning because we have Big Daddy Warren Buffett buying it. And I don't know if my dad is watching right now, but let's see here. AT&T. So the good news about AT&T is you had that big gap down for, I think this had to do with that Discovery merger kind of deal that they did. So this thing is just a complete dog stock. I do expect it to turn up eventually, but it's just going to keep trickling down in price over as time goes on. So eventually this thing will turn around. This is a great stock to throw on. Thank you for saying bless you. This is a great stock to throw on a dog stock watch list. And what that means is, so what dog stocks are companies exactly like this. They come down through the sweet spot, and then they get to the bottom of their stochastic, and they just go sideways for an incredibly long period of time. And as they go down, it just decreases in price, decreases in price, decreases in price. Eventually, this thing is going to slowly turn up. And at this point, institutions are not interested. Institutions are certainly not interested right now. The idea of the dog stock is, while nobody's interested, This thing will slowly start creeping up. It'll gain into an uptrend. We will be the first ones into it in its uptrend, and hopefully we'll be able to catch a very long run, maybe from like here on up. And we'll be the first ones in it before the institutions get interested again. Excuse me. What do I think of Roku? You guys are funny out there. I like your jokes. Okay, what did I say? Roku, baby. Roku. Great. I'll tell you what, guys. As far as product goes, I like Roku better than Apple TV. Never thought I would say that, but I like Roku way better than Apple TV. And I really like the price. I could buy 4 for the price of 1. So here's your here's a little bit of a very little bit of a support line that you have in here. So this is not strong support. Downtrend. If you were shorting it, great. The trend continues down. You have blasted through all of your moving averages. Not looking good for you. This might be a perfect opportunity for Kathy Wood to pick up some stock because by the dip. And I do see this thing running down to maybe right around $300. So next, SAM. Let's do SAM. What are my thoughts on Nordstrom? So, I own Nordstrom I did very well on Nordstrom back during the pandemic. I had that as a value play. I sold puts on it, collected a very large position, and then I'll pull them up in a second. But let's before I get back to Nordstrom. So right now, you had a big gap down. This is a dog stock. This is the same thing as AT&T right now. Just coasting on the bottom. Stock price keeps coming down just more aggressively. Listen, if you want to keep shorting on engulfing candlesticks, please do it. This is a great looking stock to short. Also a great looking stock to throw on a watch list if you want to. What's Nordstrom's ticker? I can't remember. JWN. That's it. I knew it was something weird. All right, so yeah, I remember catching Nordstrom back in here. We ran it up to I think $42 is where I sold it. So Nordstrom right now, downtrend, and they've been pretty beaten down since basically April, May. Big gaps in place. So again, I'd probably just throw it on a watch list. Wouldn't do anything with it. If you want to go short on it, wait for a very solid engulfing candlestick, and you can do something with it. But to be honest with you, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna write JWN down for a value play because they were in good looking shape. I don't know what they are now, but yeah. All right, TTCF. No. I'm invested at $32. That's great. Okay, this is I think that this is probably nothing more than A, a short squeeze, or B, short covering. The shorts that were in this, the shorts that they shorted this thing all the way down to here, they're just buying back their shares and it's rebounding in price. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I don't necessarily think this is going to last. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me just let me pull up a line chart. Yeah, I could see this thing coming back down into this range right here, under maybe $20.50, something like that. I don't really see this one lasting too long. It's not a very good trend going on it. All right. OSTK. I know that's one of those ones that everybody likes. Aren't they like some farm? Oh, Overstock. I'm thinking of Ocular or something. The best drug company in the whole world. No, this one is, why don't we go here? So Overstock, same thing. It's a dog stock. So throw it on a watch list, throw it on a dog watch list. As soon as you get this thing creeping up, you'll get this thing to run back up here again. Don't worry. But you're going to have to get through these moving averages, which is require a lot of volume. So next. I know a lot of people are saying Citigroup. I don't know why everybody loves Citigroup. I just don't understand. What are you guys seeing here that I'm not seeing? Somebody like give me a dissertation on Citigroup because I don't get it. This is just all it's doing is consolidating in this area. Usually when you guys send me stocks, they're like, when you guys are just like pounding me with stocks, it's usually the same one over and over. There's something in there. This thing's just completely stuck at the 100. The trend is turning down. The volume is rather lackluster. and it's consolidating, and it has been since March. I just don't get it. Somebody tell me what you're seeing in Citigroup that I'm not seeing. CTRN. This is another one. City Trends. Okay, so City Trends, I like this one. Let it get into the sweet spot and let it get over the 100-day moving average. Let it confirm to get over the 100-day moving average and go on from there. It's looking pretty decent. Like it. Let's see. JD. Is this JD.com? Is this like JD Power? Oh, this is the Chinese thing. So, Zach, the problem with this Chinese one is you can see I have these gaps all over. It's just not translating right. For whatever reason, some of these Chinese stocks don't translate right, but it's moving up nicely. Get through the 200 and go for it from there, but just be careful. Make sure you're seeing the right chart on it. Okay, what else do we have here? What time is it? We have 1 minute before the market opens. I'll do Spotify. I bet they got a little pop today, right? Oh, no. Interesting. Actually, why don't we go here? Let's look at Spot. And the reason I'm doing this is because everything... That's interesting. Let's look at Netflix. Interesting. What else is there out there? Hulu? Is Hulu live? I mean, is Hulu? No, they're not. They're not public. Anyways, next. Oh, I didn't even do Spotify. My bad. So, uptrend kind of coming in. Get an engulfing candlestick. Run this thing up to the 200-day moving average. You can definitely swing trade this. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be a long one anytime soon. Let's see here. Visa V. Remember those Visa V pens you used to write on an overhead projector? Interesting run on this thing. Downtrend. If you want to, please short this. Short it right below yesterday's wick. And if you just take a peek over here, if you look under yesterday's wick, it's right on the 200-day moving average. So make sure it confidently gets under those moving averages. I want you guys to realize how important these moving averages are. It's really something. It's really incredible. RCM, if you type that one more time, you're banned. You have a warning. Okay, and you're banned. And I'll stay around. I'm going to stick around for a little bit today, guys. I'll stay around for another, I don't know, 10 minutes. Let me know what you'd like to see. Nike short. Why don't we look at Nike short? So, Nike short. If you get an engulfing candlestick down, not opposed to it. Just make sure you're playing with stops because you got to be in this. You got to be in this area of. You're in this oversold area on the daily chart. Now, long term, please let this break down into the sweet spot. Just be patient with it. But the good news with Nike for all of us is that this gap, I am sure that this gap will fill. So, yes. Next. GSAT. You got it. Pineapple cereal. It sounds disgusting. If you're in this thing, you got to take your... If you've caught this jump up, you got to take profits. What is this? What in the world is this? I've never heard of something like this. This thing has... This one day it had 557 million shares traded. And yesterday it had 201 million shares traded. I have no clue what this is. All right. Here, I'm going to show... Winnie, I'm going to show you Lucid real quick, just to show you how absurd this is. Oh, wait a second. Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. But just looks like every other hype stock out there. Nothing. Boom, this thing's going to the moon. JK. All the way back down here. So this is a perfect description of what a hype dork stock is. And yes, so right now, I got nothing for you on this. Just please just go in sideways. Let it do. Go and day trade it. Yeah, people are making money in the day trading channel with it. It's great. Next. I did see a stock that I really wanted to do actually. Okay. I'll do the daily Airbnb. Jimmy, type that one more time. See what happens. All right, and gone. Guys, for the record, I'm not blind. So if you type the same stock over and over, it's not that I don't see it. It's that I'm ignoring you because you're obnoxious. This is kind of a 50%er, but why don't we do a 1 year chart here? 1 year. What do we got here? Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Year to date, 6 month. Yeah. So it's not really a 50%er, but it kind of is. So this, I'll pull up CCL next just to show you. But here's your high, here's your low, and here's that middle area. And you can see since this pullback, it just has a very difficult time breaking over that 160 level. So it's not really a 50%er, but it kind of is. So just be careful with this one. The trend is looking fine. If you get a real engulfing candlestick, you can be in it. Just make sure when you go into these resistance point, this 50% resistance point, maybe 170. Make sure you're probably taking profits at that level. I think that's going to be a good idea for you. All right, let's do Kellogg. And guys, smash the like button for me. Let's get it to 200 by the end of this stream. That would be wonderful. All right, Kellogg, cereal gang. Swing trade. This looks, if you can get a little bit of an uptrend going here, I think that would be wonderful. Long term, you're in kind of a tough spot because of what the stochastic's doing. But let's get that thing bouncing up a little bit on a daily chart. Let's see what the market's doing real quick. Oh, wow, the market's down. Sad. Plunger protection team, please go and rescue the stock market by 11 a.m. Please. We need it. SWBI. So Smith & Wesson. So Smith & Wesson had an epic run, flagpole pattern, and right back down just like they always do. So now you're below your 100-day moving average, as you can see over here. You're just going sideways. I have a feeling this is going to go sideways and just go lower and lower and lower. From a shorting perspective, you can do it, but just be careful that you're going to run into a 200-day moving average. Just be aware of that when said time comes. Ford. Guys, I really want an F-150. I don't even really want the electric one. I just miss having a truck. Bad. All right. Downtrend for sure, long term. Your daily though is okay, but you're really going to need engulfing candlesticks. I'm going to avoid this thing. I wouldn't invest in this thing until I get over the 25-day moving average. That would just be my opinion, but I'm rather conservative when it comes to that. Hey Mo, did I miss your answer on whether charts are reliable when dealing with commodity type stocks like gold? It's absolutely fine to do gold on here. Now, good question, Julian. The only reason I don't like doing gold, trading gold, is because it's so reflective of the dollar and it's so geopolitical and it just up, down, up, down, up, down. And you really can't catch a trend. I mean, you can, but you can't. I'm just not really a huge fan of trading gold. I'd rather invest in gold long term. Yeah. Okay. Need to work on that trucker tan. Get the space truck from Tesla. No chance. My F-150 is 14 miles a gallon. What F-150 do you have? Right. What F-150 do you have? That sounds pretty bad. Righty. Let's see what we got here. Yep, PPT, Plunger Protection Team. Where's the Plunger Team? Come on, baby. You know that you can turn this market red by 11 a.m. What do we have? Oh, let's look at Tesla. Why not? The Tesla store, I told the story on a video that's coming out about Tesla yesterday, and guys, smash the like. I want to get to 400. Come on. So I go to Tesla on Wednesday, I think it was. I walk in the dealership. I was in the area, and the lady, they just look so demoralized in this store. One car sitting in the showroom, two people, in the front. They're like, hi. I'm like, hi. I'm like, hey, I have a Tesla coming on the 6th through the 20th. I'm really excited to get it. And they're like, yeah, well, do you have a VIN number? No. Okay, well, we can't do anything without a VIN number. I'm like, oh, okay. So when am I going to get my VIN number? Well, we can't really tell you. You're going to either get it today or tomorrow, or maybe you'll get it after the 20th, or maybe you'll get it today and the car won't be here, or you'll get it after the 20th and the car will be here. I'm just like, what is going on with this company? They are such a cluster F of a company, and I just don't understand at what point. So Tesla's the biggest car company in the world. All right, sounds good. At what point are we going to stop forgiving this company and saying, you are selling cars that are 40, but probably 60 to 100,000. What exactly, how do you have the audacity to give out cars that have such terrible quality, terrible quality control, terrible customer service? At what point is everybody going to stop giving this stupid company a pass and saying, if you're going to be the biggest car company in the world, act like it? When is that going to happen? I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, it's Tesla. They have technology. Their profit margin is 22%. Suck it. Next. We didn't even do Tesla. So swing trade this thing all you want. If you can break out to a little bit of a high, but you're facing a lot of resistance right in here at 750, but you can run it up to 750. So yes. Next. Am I watching a replay? No, this is live. Ooh, Sorrento. I haven't heard Sorrento in a long time. Sorrento. So Sorrento, they're funny. They're all over the map. That's all I know. It's up-ish trend, but it's kind of going sideways. Get this thing if you want to. You go long on this, but man, this is so tough for me. I think you have to break out over these wicks at 960. That's what I think has to happen. Yeah, I think that has to happen. All right. I'm at the Gigafactory. This place is huge. I'm sure it's awesome. I'm sure it's everything Tesla makes is awesome. It's just, at what point are you going to start acting like the biggest car company in the world? That's my question. Hello, Matt. TSM is blowing up. Let's see. If you define blowing up as 2%, well, that's funny. To see a company up 2% and I say, oh, that's not blowing up. The company is literally worth 2% more this morning, and I look at it as, this is nothing because I'm so conditioned that the rest of the market is so nuts. All right, so with this, you really got to get an uptrend going here. If you want to swing trade it, wait till 10:06. Wait to see if this thing is still at its highs over after 10:06 and it doesn't pull straight back down, and then you can go ahead and do something with it, but don't do that right now. All right. Can you expand on that? Expand on what? Tell me what I can expand on. HBI. What time is it? Oh, I'll stick around. I'm bored. I don't have anything to do today. Downtrend faux show. And if you can get an uptrend going, oh man, this is a great looking swing trade. Oh, Hanes brand. Yeah, I did very well on them too. Hanes brand. If you can get an engulfing candlestick like this on Monday, breaking out over 1958, you can, yeah, this is a great looking trade. Hey, Nick or Cash, somebody throw this in the swing trading channel and tag me, or just throw it on my watch list. That would be wonderful. Expand on your bullish Tesla stance. I'm not bullish on Tesla. They have a nice product, but their company is worth, it's terrible. Do I drink 2% because I think I'm fat? What? Wait for the dip and buy back in. Wait for what dip? PayPal. And then Broadcom. I'll hit up Broadcom. They reported earnings yesterday. Okay, PayPal. With PayPal, I'm not doing anything with this thing until I break out over that area right there, whatever the top of that wick is from, call it Tuesday. Is this Tuesday? Yeah. So, yes. Thank you, Cash. Thank you. And Grand Poobah, I thought you were doing. Oh, Grand Poobah. Did you see yesterday when I called myself the Grand Poobah? That's good. I forgot that you had a that name. AVGO. What does my mug say? That's what my mug says. Mo, can I see your abs? No, that's creepy. This is an OnlyFans. All right, Broadcom. So they reported earnings yesterday. You got to break out to, this wick right here that happened on, I think that's maybe Friday. Hold on a second. Monday. You got to break out over that area. Let's see. 3M. Let's do triple M. Love 3M. How much of a swing do you expect on Netflix from bouncing to an all-time high? I'll do Netflix next. 3M, downtrend. The only way that you can go short on this thing, in my opinion, is if you drop below 192. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next. Mitch. Very well spelled. Netflix. Very well spelled, Mitch. Alrighty. Man, Netflix is all over the map. Whoa. Okay. Great looking uptrend. Now, what, like that person said, hold on, let me zoom back to their comment. How much of a swing do you expect from Netflix with them bouncing off of the all-time high? Listen, it's really going to come down to volume, and they've had a really good run of late, and especially with this news that's coming out about them with Apple. But do not invest in this thing until you break out over that all-time high that they made yesterday. That's what you need to do. And you can see that's your new resistance point. So, love. I've never been on a plane I've never been on a Southwest plane. I've pretty much been on every airline except Southwest. Man, if Southwest can just get down here in this below 40, I would really like it a lot. But again, right now, what is this, guys? It's a dog stock. Coming down through the sweet spot, trickling sideways, really doing nothing. You can short it if you want to. You're going to get knocked around on your short right here at 46.75-ish. But you can certainly short this thing because the trend is so beaten down that I don't expect it to just pop up one day. That's not really going to happen. Okay, let's look at Teladoc. Love. Teladoc. Wait a second here. Wait. I thought this was supposed to be the best thing in the whole world. Why did it do this? Interesting. I didn't know that growth stocks came down like this, especially ones that were going to change the world. Weird. Anyways, short. Yeah, if you get an engulfing candlestick down, you can certainly go ahead and short it. Anthony, that's very nice of you. Thank you. That's going to go to charity. But in my opinion, I think I would short it below this level. Whatever that low is right there, and whatever the low of this wick is right there, that's where I would go ahead and short this thing. Oh, hold on. My face is in the way. Hold on. That's where, right here, I would short it that low and that low. Once you get below there, that's where I would go ahead and short it. So, all right. Paul, that was a good one. I fly that way every once in a while. Grub. Oh, let's look at Grubhub. We haven't done that in a very long time. Grub. What in the world is this? I don't know what to tell you here. For this one, just YOLO your life into it and good luck. SoFi, same. Too new. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Claude, thank you. I appreciate that. Kathy can't be wrong on TDocs. She is the stock messiah. Indeed, she is. Bum, 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 bum. There was a stock that I wanted to do that I just saw. Man, shoot. I just saw it. All right. Chewy. That's a good one. Chewy. HPE has me wetting the bed this morning. Oh, Matt. Hewlett Packard. Nice uptrend. You can add on a new high. I don't really know what else to tell you on that one. Next. Oh, good job. 200 likes. Good job, guys. That's awesome. Thanks. Chewy, CHWY. Do you think Roku will eventually go back up? I have no idea. Is Chewy dead? Chewy's going to fill that gap. That's for sure. But the thing about Chewy, so it dropped yesterday and it closed below the 100-day moving average, which is not what I was expecting. And then it opened below the 100-day moving average. So this is not a good trend for these guys. It's not a good sign. This can be a very good short for you. So maybe throw this on a shorting list, because this can turn out to be a wonderful short if this continues. The fact that it closed below its 100-day moving average and then opened below its 100-day moving average, impressive. All right. Let's see here. Disney. Haven't done Disney in a while. Disney. Disney is my most, you guys know this, most perplexing stock of the COVID pandemic thing. I just don't understand how a company loses 45% of its revenue to shutdown and the company still goes up every single day. It doesn't make sense. And it's not going to withstand. So they basically lost 45% of their revenue for a solid year, and they went to all-time highs. Pre-revenue. Disney, I'm not touching it right now from any perspective. I'm just sitting in the weeds waiting. What's my thoughts on Halsey's new songs? I do not like them. I'm just not into the whole... Well, Llewellyn, you and I will talk about that in the Bid and Ask Nation. I shouldn't say that on a public forum because people will get triggered as can be. Great looking uptrend on Etsy. If you can go ahead and break out over 222.15 is the next resistance point. But I think if you can break out over this wick that happened on Wednesday, that one right there, I think you can certainly go ahead and enter that position from a long perspective. Just know that you are going to face resistance right around this area right here. So what is that? 224.50, something like that. So, all right. What stocks am I shorting right now? I'm not shorting anything. You know, that's a great question, Michael. I don't really short a lot of stocks in today's market. The opportunity is out there, 100%. There's people in the Bid and Ask Nation that make a lot of money on shorting. It's just not my thing. I would rather short companies like... I would rather short companies when the whole market is falling apart. That's just my personal preference. I don't like to bet against Big Daddy Fed, and especially with tech. It's just it's not worth it to me. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. There's so many companies out there that I can catch in an uptrend. Why would I try to fight the tape, you know? Let's see here. Somebody put a good question. I added to Disney. Is shorting kind of bad for the economy? No, there's a healthy balance because there's way more buyers than sellers. Absolutely more buyers than sellers. Can you explain Lucid? Phenomenal company. I'm not bearish on the stock. I'm bearish on the car. I am sure if Lucid pans out to be the car company that they say they are going to be, I'm sure I will have a Lucid one day because those cars to me are more impressive than a Tesla. I am just not going to buy the first generation of a company like that. I would be fine buying the first generation of Ford's F-150, the electric, but I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't get I wouldn't get a Lucid or Rivian or anything like that now. Do I ever trade ETFs? Not really. In my retirement accounts, yes. I'm in SPY. I put my money in SPY, and I'm going to put it in SPY until I'm 65 or 67 and a half, whatever the hell the age is now. And I'm just going to keep doing that every single year. Put my it's in my Roth account. I'm just going to throw my $6,000 in SPY every year, and by the end, it'll be a lot more. So XLF, these are the big banks. So these are your Citigroup, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. The trend. So the banks lead markets. Let's pull up. Let's see here. Let me put the S&P up here. So if you kind of look. If you look at, so this red line that I just put up here is the S&P. So if you kind of look at the ups and downs of the S&P and compare it with the ups and downs of actually, hold on a second. Why don't I do this? Clear this, change this to a line chart, and look at that. So if you can actually see these things just follow exactly what the market does. This is, if you can literally put these lines on top of each other and they almost fall on top of each other. So this is big banks. Banks lead the stock market. Guys, when you're looking at the stock market right now and you have big tech leading the market, and what big tech has been leading the market for the past decade, that is not what you want. You could say tech is disruptive. I don't care. You need shipping. You need materials. You need you need all of these things leading the stock market, not tech. And this is, you can always tell what the market's going to do based on the banks. That's why in the Employed Trader series, I have Bank of America in there. That's why whoever asked me this question is a smart person for looking at XLF, because you get a foreshadowing of what's going to happen to the stock market. Whatever the banks are doing, the market's going to do. So right now we have this little blip of a downtrend coming for the banks. And I'm not saying it's over, but even if you look right back in here, you saw these banks falling apart back here as we had that little turbulence in the market. And this down day, you had this before the market started turning down. So banks lead markets, guys. Always pay attention to the banks. Always pay attention to the banks. If there's anything I can tell you about reading charts, pay attention to the banks. Look at the dollar, look at UUP, compare it to gold, et cetera, and you'll be much better off. If you compare, let's see, what else do we have? Big lots, short looking good. Don't get me started. Fine, I'll look. For those of you that don't know, Big was one. Big is the one that has made me learn trust my gut, because Paul and I were looking back here in this when it was like really, really cheap, and our investing mentor Gary, he kind of talked us out of it, and his reasons were valid, but I think he was too. I think Gary's you can't argue with his track record. He's beat the market for like 16 years in a row. He's an incredible investor. He's very detail oriented. And I love the guy, but we just have different investing styles. I wish I would have put my money into this one because, would have made a ton of money, but we did the research was there. It's just, we were talked out of it, but I think this is more of trust your gut, trust your process, and everything will be okay for the most part. I bought puts on Disney. I'm minus 92%. Well, that's how the game goes with that. Are you currently selling puts on anything? Sorry for the options questions. I have tons of puts open right now. Walgreens, Alibaba, Apple, Discovery, Viacom, GDX. I'm just doing this all off the top of my head. I'm not looking at any. Color Scream. I'm not looking at anything on the left of my screen. So that's that. All right, I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. and we'll go from there. So give me another stock, and I'll run through a couple more real quick. Smash the like button for me. Why don't we get it to 250 since we're here? Options on Geo. So good question, Mac. The reason I wouldn't put options on Geo is because I don't believe in Geo. So the only for example, let me tell you about my options on Apple. I've sold a ton of options on Apple, and if all of them get assigned to me, it's going to be my largest holding, and I'm happy about that. So I sold options for January, February, March, and April of 2022 for Apple shares from $125 down to $90. The reason is because I want to own Apple at 125 and below. Now, with Geo, I don't want to own the company at all. So that's where puts become very important. I want to only sell puts on companies that I'm willing to get assigned shares for. That's what that comes down to. So did you guys miss out on my, hold on a second. Let me see here. Let's do XLF. Let me pull up SPY line chart. You guys saw this, right? Yeah, you pretty much saw it. I'll move my face out of the way, but look at that. If you just run a lot, let's go here. Just zoom in a little bit, and you can just see. Look at how it tracks. I moved my face out of the way. I just want to show you again. Look at how it tracks exactly on. This is the green is the big banks, and the red is the S&P. And you can see they literally mimic each other, but the banks always lead. So if you ever want to see if you want an inkling into what's going to happen, look at the big banks, baby. That's what you got to do. All right. Next, I'll do one more stock or one more question. I prefer a question rather than a stock. I like doing Q&A. But can I look at London stocks? I don't have any London stocks on this chart. Sorry, man. Walgreens long term, we already did it. We did that one, but I'll pull it up for you again. Why not? WBA. I don't think you could do anything long term. What's the goal of this channel? Great question. The goal of this channel is, honestly, it's to teach you guys. We are a teaching platform. This is an educational channel. I'm not trying to tell you buy this, don't buy this. You notice that when I say, in my opinion, it's to do this. In my opinion, it's to do this. And then I teach you about the format. There's a reason why Paul and I have taken down our portfolios off of the Discord. We don't want to share our portfolios with you guys anymore because we're a teaching channel. We want to teach you guys how to invest. You don't need to know what we're doing. I don't need to be like these other morons out there that are like, buy this stock, you're going to get a banger, you're going to make a lot of money. But do this and you're going to, no, I don't, you don't need to know what I'm doing. You don't need to know what I'm doing at all. All you need to know is how I get to the point of executing a trade or an investment. And that's the goal of this channel. So when people do ask me and they say that these prices are too high, guys, this is education. We're teaching you skills for this price for you to use for the rest of your life. I don't want you to join and just, I've had some people say that I'm not learning anything anymore. If you're not learning anything anymore, that's on you, because I sit here every single day and learn stuff and read all of these books and print out all of these forms about and try to learn about the economy and this and that. So if you don't think you're learning anymore and we're not teaching you anything anymore, that's completely on you. I don't feel bad about it. That's you being stubborn and that you don't want to learn anymore. So, and that's that. You need to know why you have the portfolio if the price doesn't. I don't know what that means. It's hard for new investors to apply this concepts, but I've learned a lot by just watching them. Hey, listen, man, Toon Army. If you would have told me to analyze here, let me pull this up. If you would have told me to run through a balance sheet, an income statement 3 years ago, I would have never known how to do this. I have only been doing this stuff for 3 years. I had no clue. I never knew what a shares outstanding. I mean, I knew what shares outstanding were, obviously, but I never knew what shares outstanding really did. So, yeah, that's that. Yeah, Nick just said, Nick just said that I should say, I want to help you. Yes, I do want to help you. I absolutely want to help you. I can come across as a little bit aggressive and whatnot, but it's because I am passionate about this. I think that, listen, I was doing this for free. I was going to local high schools and teaching kids about finances and about credit cards and investing, because these schools don't teach anything. And that's why people are in their 30s and 40s. And we have people in this chat and they're like, I didn't know any of this, because school is dumb. All they do is try to prep you for some BS exam, some standardized test to move you on to the next level and this and that. And that's that. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. So if you want to learn, wonderful. And I want to teach you. So that's what I do. It pisses me off that you wasted my time this morning. Christopher, suck it. Why did Joseph A. Bank lose my tux? Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. What books? What will you guys do a recommended books video? So if you look at Matthew, if you look at the bottom of all of our videos right now, go ahead and I think there's links on there for some books, but some books that I know that you should read: The Psychology of Money, The Intelligent Investor, Richer, Wiser, Happier. I recommend this book. It's just a good book for mentality. The Dando Investor by Monish Pabrai. There's so many books out there. Yeah, there's so many books out there. Somebody just said, that's why I went to medical school. That's when I think medical school is, I think school is worth it if you're going to go into a profession like that. Well, obviously you have to. Happy Teacher's Day to you, Mo. I never regret going to medical school, only find out I'm just dumb in terms of finance. So, hey, Arc Busier, I'm very happy you brought that up. So I was in medical school for 2 years. I don't know if you guys know that, but I was in medical school for 2 years. I dropped out. What I really want to start doing at this point is going to medical schools in the area or first-year resident and talking to first-year residents and talking to them about managing their money, because I'm just going to be frank with you. My father's a physician. People in medicine don't know how to manage money for the most part. They are brilliant in one specific area, and it's very difficult for them to be good at money. But hey, and the other thing is you come into being in medicine, you come from not having money for such a very long time. And then all of a sudden you get paid and you either spend it or you don't know what to do with it, or you feel like you need to play catch up because you haven't had it. So that's when I think you need to, that's why I want to go and teach medical students just how to better manage money, because obviously you guys are brilliant. You can get it. It's just, I think you need to be taught it. So that's a great point that you just brought up. The physician, Arc Busier. Yes, exactly. So that is that. But I'm really, hey, the more I really love when we get doctors that join the channel and join everything, because I think that it's wonderful that you've worked hard. I know the grind that you go through, and it's because you need to learn how to do it. That's another thing. They think just because they're brilliant, they think they're brilliant in everything. That's an absolutely true statement. I think any doctor deep down would admit that. They think that they could do anything. So I'm really happy you're here, and that's just wonderful. So, okay, let's see. I don't know what you guys are talking about with Frank Gallagher. I knew you had been in medicine when you pronounced thalidomide. That's funny. You should share some of your dad's texts. Oh my God, my dad's texts are epic. My dad the other day told me that I'm too aggressive of an investor, while he's the one that said he wanted to throw $1 million into Robinhood on its IPO. this morning he sent me a story. I'll tell you the story. And I'm just wasting your time now, so I'm going to get out of here in a second. But he sent me a message that said, where are we? Rumor. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway could be acquiring a large investment portion in AT&T. Then he just wrote, should we buy more? I'm like, okay, Dad. I love it. So, all right, guys. You guys, hey, you guys are great. I will see you on no live stream Monday, obviously, because it's Labor Day. But I will see you guys on Tuesday. We will be back at this again, and I can't wait. And also, I will see you guys in the Discord chat, of course. And that is the end of that. Have a wonderful day. You guys have a good one. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.